Hello everybody, this is Brett with The Inner Gamer, and I am here with Martha Harms, coming here from New York City. And you're a Dallas native, is that correct? In the Dallas area? That's incorrect.
Yeah.
I am totally wrong.
No,
well, this is a great start to everything. So where are you originally from?
Well, I spent 12 years in Dallas, but I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I came down here in 2004, and I got my BFA at SMU.
Gotcha.
So I'm a theater kid at heart. And I graduated in 2008. And that's when I started my professional career in Dallas.
So coming from Milwaukee down here to Dallas, how was that change for you? Like climates and just like the culture and all that stuff. How was that transition? Was it hard, easy? How'd that go?
Well, I was in school, I was studying, so I felt like it was kind of an easy, I had so much to focus on, and everything just kind of came as it did. So yeah, getting used to the heat was a big thing first. I think that was the first thing I had to adjust to.
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like, I've never sweat this much in my entire life, coming from Wisconsin. But yeah, and it just kind of happened naturally, and I felt, after school I actually went home. I thought I would move to Chicago. I went home after I graduated. I was working with Kitchen Dog Theater that summer, so I stayed for a few months after graduation. I did a show called Sick at Kitchen Dog Theater, and then I went back to Milwaukee. I lived with my mom for a few months. And I thought, okay, I'm moving to Chicago, that'll be great. And then I ended up, people were like, come back to Dallas, just come back for a little bit. And suddenly I signed with my first agent, who I'm still signed with 10 years later. I became a company member at Kitchen Dog Theater, and I did a ton of shows with them over the years. And it just felt really natural being there and getting a good start. There's so much work to be done in Dallas. There's a lot of voiceover and industrial and commercial. So I signed with my agent, with Mary Collins Agency.
Nice.
And then I've been with them for a long, long time, and they got me going. They really did. So voice acting was one of the things that I fell into soon after signing with them. And I really started voice acting with Funimation.
So what about, like, on the voice acting front, how do you, being not on camera and just relying on your voice, how do you get prepared for a role as a voice actor? As far as anime, how do you prepare for a role in that?
You listen.
Yeah.
You listen to everyone who knows more than you do.
Okay.
You pay real close attention to that director.
Yeah.
And you come in vocally warmed up, ready to play. And I think just go into it with no fear, which was hard for me because I didn't know the world of anime. But they knew that. They knew that I was new. And that was the wonderful thing about Funimation, is that they train their actors really to do what they need for the piece. So you learn how to watch a video set, to watch the clip that we're going to record for, and understand, and you learn how to track how long you're matching the flaps, really. And when you're doing an English dub of a Japanese anime show, the most important technological thing for an actor is to have the right length of your sentence, kind of. You know what I mean? So it's tricks like that. Knowing at what pace you need to read the line that you're given, and how to not stop in the middle because the mouths are still moving, and how to not take any pauses even when there's a comma written in. And you learn reactions. So something in animation, which is fascinating, which is something we don't do in real life or on camera, you learn they have little sounds. They call them reacts in the movie. So you learn that when a character is turning their head to pay attention to someone else, they'll make a little noise, like, or a little like, huh? And it's something that's really important to directing animation, directing attention to someone, just giving a voice to just a movement. Because the world isn't silent that we live in. There's so much noises going around all the time, but when you see it in just like that three-dimensional space, it feels like there's an emptiness. So it's learning how to fill the void in different places with what's needed and what's necessary. For me, that was just being really open to direction and communication, and just learning and knowing that I don't know everything, but there are people that know a lot, and so they can help me out with that.
So how long have you been voice acting, roughly?
About 10 years now.
Okay. So what would you, if you could go back to yourself 10 years ago,
Yeah.
what advice, if anything, would you have given to yourself at that time to, help? Or like, say somebody that's like getting started right now, like what advice would you give them for getting into it that you wish you had known 10 years ago?
To not box yourself in based on your set of beliefs of who you are.
Yeah.
I didn't have I'm kind of getting a sense of what I bring and what my brand is. I don't see my brand as a limitation. I think when you're just starting out in the professional world as an actor, you're trying to figure out who you are. You're trying to figure out how other people see you.
Yeah.
And that can kind of be paralyzing. You're not really sure how you can play.
Yeah.
That's what I found. And I would always think, oh, I'm not that. Well, I'm not that. Sometimes you just are. Sometimes it's in you, and you can be if you want. You just have to say yes to it.
Yeah.
No one else is going to say yes for you.
Yeah.
So I would have told myself yes a lot more when I was younger.
Do you ever find yourself coming up with just voices or tones or anything like that just because, just to perfect the art, I guess, the craft, things of that nature?
I do play a lot on my own. I've been actually doing a lot more playing with singing. I've been started taking voice lessons again this year and finding what I can do in my range. And that goes directly into any kind of acting you do, I think, and voice acting in particular. So now when I do, I've been able to do some exercises in stretching. That's new for me, where I realized, oh my gosh, I've been carrying tension in here for 10 years, and where can I let that go, and then what sounds come out. I found a lot higher of a register. And I listen now to commercials, maybe like a radio spot or something, and I hear where people are putting their voice, and I go, oh, I can do that. So it's knowing how much you can do, how low you can go, how high you can go.
Yeah.
Do I want to put this in my nose? Do I want to place this voice in my chest voice? Do I want a little bit of vocal fry on it, kind of thing? So I play around a lot more than I'm conscious of, I think, in a lot of the new exercises I'm doing.
We talked about anime a little bit, so transitioning into video games, that adds, I feel like, from the outside looking in, a new layer where you are playing different, especially in a game like Borderlands.
Yeah.
There's some choice in there, and there's a lot of just reactions and things that are all throughout it that may or may not be seen by the player, but you're doing a lot more stuff, I would imagine. Is that accurate, or how does that differ from traditional movie and TV show kind of stuff?
Well, with the video game, I wasn't matching the animation that was already happening.
Right.
So anime is very particular, and English dubbing of that, because you're fitting the world that it already exists, that's already there. With doing Maya was the first video game character I ever did. Yeah. Back in, I think we recorded in 2012 to start, and that went into 2013. She was, or was it? Yeah, no, it was 2011 and 2012. Maybe that was that. I was given a lot more permission to play with her. And the lines are all, we call them wild. You read it wild. So you're not waiting for beeps. You're not waiting for your turn, your cue. So you just get to go for it when you're ready and at your time. And you read the line and you crank those lines out, really. Yeah. So there's an energy, there's a flow to doing video game that's different from anything that I've ever done before. Yeah. You can go as slow as you need to, or you can just be cruising down that highway with that character. And sometimes you get in a mode and you're working with the director and you guys just get in your groove, and the sound engineer is just on their game. I have such respect for sound engineers. They make something really, really hard look really, really easy. Yeah. And you just never even know they're there. And so they're the unsung heroes of this industry. Yeah. There's many of them, but they're definitely one.
What's a typical session look like? Are you doing, say for your Borderlands character, are you doing multiple days of sessions? Are you cramming everything into one day? How many breaks do you get? What does that typically look like?
It's actually crammed into a couple hours.
Oh, really? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so with Borderlands 3, I think I did 4 separate sessions for that. And I flew down into the studio to do them. into the Gearbox Software Studio, which is so wonderful.
That's
I
awesome.
love that place, man. I'm always excited to go there. Yeah, it's in a couple hours. They usually have it broken up. They've got a structure to the way they want it. They've figured out how they want the session to go. So we'll do a lot of the lines that require less energy at the beginning, and the ones that require a lot of. Boy, in video games, there's a lot of battle kind of stuff in Borderlands in particular, and so we always save that till the end of the session.
Okay.
Because they don't want to blow out our voice too soon. And yeah, you just play. You just go through, and they'll give you a sample of what you did before, just to kind of get back into the character a little bit, and you play around, and then. Like I was talking about before, you find your groove. So the session has this energy to it. It's got a big swell typically. And one of the things that I always wish I could do it again. Like I always want to do another take. Oh, I can do it back. I can do it again. I can do it better kind of thing. And one of the things I've been working on is letting it go. Like bringing my best self to the read. And letting it just be, letting it be free, and I can always ask, like, oh, can I do that again? They'll usually always say yes.
Right.
But also, like, of course it could be better if I had 10 days with the script, kind of whatever. It is what it's great. It's and there's something kind of looser about it, just letting it be what it is. Too.
Yeah. I mean, perfection. I mean, we're always trying to strive for some form of perfection, but we don't live in a perfect world. Like there is imperfection everywhere, and you got to be comfortable with letting that exist as it is. So, yeah,
perfection
that's pretty cool.
is often kind of boring.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Like. I'm learning how to loosen up a little bit.
Yeah. That's very cool.
Yeah.
So what's next for you? What do you have on the docket that you can share and talk about? Are you going to be doing more voice acting? Are you getting any other kind of roles that you're super excited about? What does that look like?
I don't know what the future has in store. It's really quite fun. I audition a lot. I do a lot of auditioning for commercials. I do on camera and voiceover. I do industrial narration. Borderlands 3 is coming out in like 4 weeks almost exactly, and I'm so excited for that one.
Yeah.
I know that I'll continue to work. I'm doing right now. I'm doing a certain scientific accelerator. I have to think it's the whole series has been so cool so far, and now we're at this new one. So we just started that. That's been going on for a few weeks with Funimation, so their anime. So I'm bringing back my character, Yomakawa. I'm having a lot of fun with that. So I'm in the booth every once in a while. Oh, Pokemon will start up again pretty soon. Pokemon's already started recording for this next season, and I joined their cast last year.
That's cool.
So
That's cool.
so I'll be doing a little more of that in New York. That's kind of I'm one of those people that embraces the unknown in that way. I like not knowing what I'm going to do a few months down the road. I think there's just the room for possibility is so
Makes it exciting. So do you play a lot of video games yourself? Like do you have the time to be able to jump into some games?
I'm not a big gamer.
Okay.
I love video games, but I'm not a big gamer. And in fact, I'll be very honest about it. I'm not skilled at first-person shooters. So a game like Borderlands, I have so much fun watching other people play, and I'll pick up the controller every once in a while if people if they've got it. But I have such an appreciation for the medium. Yeah. I have some favorite games, and there have been phases in my life where I've played more than others.
So, in Borderlands, outside of your own character, do you have a favorite character from the series that you're like, oh my gosh, this is awesome?
I mean, who doesn't love Tiny Tina?
I know, right? Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Colleen Clinkenbeard. I love Lilith. And it was really cool to, I think, get to listen to her first and hear her take on a siren.
Yeah.
As I was new to the world and coming into it, I've kind of looked up to Colleen, honestly, and I really love her Lilith. So when this new DLC came out, it was really neat. It's such a great series. Oh, and another thing is I know it's such a fan thing. Maya and Krieg, there's such a fascinating thing happening there. Everyone is like, what is going on? But I love Krieg. He's a great character as well.
Yeah.
He cracks me up, man. I think that's a really, really interesting mode.
Yeah, it's really hard playing Borderlands without laughing like every couple minutes, maybe even more than that. You know, it's been hilarious. Like I love the franchise, and I'm so excited for Borderlands 3 to hear your voice in Borderlands 3.
It's going to be so cool, man.
It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Game.
Yeah. So where can people find you online, like social
you can
channels,
find me
all
on
that?
Twitter, Instagram at Martha Harms.
Okay.
I typically keep my Facebook to like me,
Friends, personal.
yeah, but I love follow me on Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, I'm just doing my thing, and I'm so happy to be here at Let's Play. I'm really getting into the convention circuit, so you know, if you'd like me to come to a convention that's nearby you, you can always go on their websites at those conventions and request. And I love that about it. It's like throwing a big party and you know, who should we invite kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'd love to come to more. These are great. It's so great to actually connect with the fan base, because it's you just don't get to otherwise. This is the place you do it.
Your voice is there, but you don't get to meet people until you're at one of these conventions, and it's probably pretty exciting to see. I mean, I'm sure coming up soon, you'll start seeing people that cosplay as you, like dress up as that, or just, all that stuff is just, I feel like would be really encouraging and exciting to see that come to life. And that's just, it's a cool community. Everybody's really respectful, it seems like, so it's really nice.
Everyone's cool, man. I mean, I love being at a booth and just getting to talk to people and get to know how they like to play the game, who they play as, what their favorite stuff is. It's really, these things are special.
Yeah.
They really are.
Thank you so much for chatting with us here at Let's Play Gaming Expo. Definitely check out Martha online. You are like one of the most humble, like super nice people like I've ever met. So I really respect and appreciate that. Thank you so much.
It was really nice to talk.
Definitely. It was nice to talk to you as well. And I wish you the best. I'm looking forward to Borderlands 3 and then everything else that you have coming down the line. I'm excited.
We'll see, right?
We'll be keeping in touch.
Absolutely.
So awesome. Well, thank you guys, and make sure you follow us on all of our channels and subscribe to see all the other videos we got coming out for Let's Play Gaming Expo. We'll see you in the next one.